Welcome to G.Ma and Papa's podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about dealing with life's major changes, like getting made redundant, having children, unexpected children, illnesses, unexpected children. Kids aren't going to like that one. Sorry, babies. Not that it was unexpected, because it took 9 months and then we knew it was happening. What else? Life changes. Moving home. So marriage, getting married. Yeah. So like
illness.
So life's stressful changes and like, you know, the effect it has on you as a parent, as a family, as a person. Okay. G.Ma and Papa's podcast. Keep it locked. Stay tuned.
So where do we begin?
Life, love and everything. We always begin there.
The major changes. I'll focus in on one, like moving. So a lot of people say how stressful it is.
It is. It's in the top 3.
Yes, I know, but I liked it. And I think it was because it was going out, and I suppose it's going out and exploring other people's houses, being a bit nosy, but you're not really being nosy. You're actually thinking, would I like to live here? And then in doing that, so that side of things, you're going out, and that's like buying something new, although it costs a heck of a lot of money. So and that is fantastic in itself.
You're still paying for.
Tell me about it. So the ability to do that is great. I found like the moving aspect, I think there was a little bit maybe frustration in the length of time it took, to exchange.
Let's just clarify something.
Yes.
Right. We've only ever moved house as a couple, as a family, once. There's some of you guys out there that have moved house as a family quite a few times. Yeah. We've only done it once. And to be fair, sorry, but kind of enjoyed it. It was, and to be fair, for me, it was good to get away from that area where we live, right? It's not a place where I ever wanted to live, not a situation or a lifestyle I ever wanted to have, right? Where we were.
See, this is it. Because obviously there was reasons why we moved, but I loved that. I loved our property there. I loved the fact that we were just down the road from Clapham High Street and we could walk down the road.
Location was great.
It was fantastic.
And what did I say to you? It's great being here in this location. Yeah. But I wanted one of those houses that were listed.
Yeah, exactly.
Precisely. Yeah. And when we move, we're going to get one of those.
Yeah.
We didn't quite make it. We moved like 100 miles further away, right? But if we were in that area and we had one of those properties, because that's, for me, that's what I've always pictured. Sort of like, what's the Steve Martin remake film?
Remake film?
Yeah. Where they have the children, all the children.
With Cheaper by the Dozen.
Cheaper by the Dozen. So it's one of those big houses.
Yeah. And
I've got all my kids, me and wifey, all the families there. There's room to have a massive Christmas dinner. That's my idea. When I was a little bit, it still is, to be fair, right? That's my idea of, like, the household.
Yeah.
I love
that. So we're talking about, I don't know, is it navigating, is it stressful? I suppose the aspect for me that was stressful is the process and the time that it takes for all those bits of paperwork to get signed off, for all the surveys and all that to get done, to the point when it's like, are we getting a date? Are we getting a date? And up to that.
And that's just for the exchange. Never mind the completion.
So
how long ago was that?
2006.
2006. Okay. And how long did it take us? You remember this better than me. How long did it take us to navigate that paperwork, lawyers, the homeowners, etc., get the exchange, even just the exchange on the table?
Oh, I think.
How long did it take?
Well, from the point of us finding the property to the point of us moving in here, we probably found this in sort of April, and we moved in at the end of towards the June. Yeah, so not too long.
So that was about 2-3 months, yeah?
Yeah. But remember, we did put in a bid in another property where I'm sort of glad we didn't get, because it wouldn't have been the right property. But this here and the whole process, I think it was that, to me, I liked that, but it was just that whole, just waiting for that final date when we can come and we can actually, there's your keys, here you go. And I remember bringing the kids down here and sitting on the carpet in the living room when it was empty, when they came around, and that was all exciting. But
for us,
I think it was exciting for the kids.
Some of them, it wasn't very exciting.
No,
as we've learned over the years.
Yeah, right? But that process, although it can be stressful, I didn't particularly find it. I think, to be fair, if we were moving again, I would probably find it more stressful, because I now sort of know the sort of little things that we didn't do right.
Like what?
Oh, I don't know. Stuff like, I probably wouldn't have offered as much as we did on this property. I mean,
we dropped it though.
No, yeah, we did got it less, but
suppose that there was a couple of things what were missing. But anyway, you've never believed me about
that. But there was just, there's just a few things that I would have liked to have maybe do differently next time round. And by doing this,
like not panic buy it.
Yeah, and I mean, it's good. It's got the features in here that we want.
It's got the character.
Whether or not this would have been that, I don't think the area's worked for us. And it works for us because when we moved here, you were working up in Westminster, and it was it was an easy commute.
Yeah. So on and so forth.
So that all worked. But sometimes I think, should we have been braver and just moved wherever? Yes. And you could have taken a train.
Yes.
And, you know.
I tried to tell you this.
Yeah, but
you were not
listening. But
you were not listening. You were not being Fraser Crane and listening.
No, it wasn't. but that's experience. That's something that I would. There's things like when we talk about moving now, you sort of have these discussions about, oh, you know, it'd be great to go here or great to go there, but then you sort of think, actually, there's these kids that we need to be around for, or there's this that we should be here for.
Yeah, life changes.
But I think we are the sort of couple that we still do it, and I suppose we will always do it. We're always considering other people's predicaments. So when we're thinking about what we should be doing, we're thinking, well, actually, what impact would that have on that person?
No, that's because we always think of others. That's just a trait, a natural trait that we have.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is a decent trait to have. Always thinking of others. Never mind it being just your family. Not only that, we also think of friends. So moving to a certain area, what impacts would it have on them? Or them moving away from us, what impact would it have on them?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, hold on. There we go. Right. So like when we moved here, right, all we thought about children getting school, the commute.
Yeah.
Getting school, getting to work, this, that, and the other. Ideal location for everybody. Right. Great location. And location is everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
And ideally, yes, location is proper. Right. However, home-wise, buying this house as it was at the time, nah. Yeah. There were certain things what we were sold on, right? And it's all good. And we've made it our home. For years, for me, it was never my home. Yeah. You remember me saying, yeah? But we've made it our. And we're still making it our home. We're still, because of you, always changing stuff. Yeah, which is all good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's always great to develop and have more ideas and want to change. Change is great, right? I love it. Just takes a lot of work sometimes, especially when it's actual building work to create that change, right? But it's all good.
Yeah, it is.
And
good.
we've made this place, not only have we made it our home, it's become Ursula Lounge and Bar, right? We've hosted so many family events here.
Yeah.
People come, our family comes around. It's ideal for having our children and grandchildren around here every Sunday. You understand?
It is.
The garden is sweet, right? The having the animals, what we've had over the years, it's all worked out pretty decent.
I know, and it has, and it does. But it's at that point when we think, at what point do we then become? I don't want to say selfish, and actually think the next home is just about us.
Okay, no, that's now. That's now. Yeah, the next home is literally just about us.
Right.
The location,
so let
the
me
facilities,
ask you this.
what's surrounding the area, the seaside, the beach.
Right, I know.
That kind of stuff, that's what you want.
But, okay, so this is maybe going a bit off topic. But as a quick one, before we move on to other navigating avenues of life changes, what would your home look like? How many bedrooms? How many reception rooms?
Okay, at least, so I need 5 children, so I need at least 5, 6. I need at least 6 bedrooms.
But see,
right? All of them will have ensuite. No, but that's for when Christmas time comes and they all come over. Yeah.
So it's not going to be like
I'm not going to downsize, honey. I'm not going to downsize.
See, but this is what I'm saying.
No.
But, so
those people think, oh, let's downsize because the kids have moved out. Nah, done that.
Why not?
Why?
Because then,
my life isn't about just me. My life is about my family.
Yeah, but what I mean by it is we don't have to have the accommodation in the house. We could have big enough grounds.
Oh, yeah. But that's what I'm talking about. The grounds could be big enough. No, not tents. Oh, my days. No. Not just say that.
No, okay.
No, we could have acres, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Where we've got outhouses and garages and this, that, and the other. So Cordell can park his G-Wagon and things, yeah? Right? But, yeah, I'm not going to downsize. I'm not going to... And the thing about it, if you've got the acres and you've got that kind of land, your house is not small. Yeah?
I don't know. You could have the hut on that piece of... We could just get a caravan.
Oh my days.
Because if you buy a piece of land, you can't build on it unless you've lived on it for however many years.
Yeah, because it's that sort of squatters' rights sort of thing comes into play as well. Right. However, I'm not going to buy a caravan and squat. Yeah.
Right. We're going off topic.
Oh my God. My days.
Right. Other life changes.
No, let's just make it clear. Although we know moving home, because we have helped many people, family, friends, and so on, to move, colleagues even, right? To move home, we know the stressful impact it can have.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the thing about it with us, we've been there for them, helping them to do that and helping them to even physically move their stuff, even set up. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we know the stressful thing about that. And it is one of the top 3 most stressful things on the planet, moving home. Unless you live under a bridge and you're an org. No, it's not an org. What is it? Well, who lives under a bridge? Billy Goat? No, they go over the bridge.
We should know this. But what is it?
The Billy Goat's gruff. Oh my God.
Why do I want to say an org?
Yeah, I said an org already.
It's not an org.
No, it's not. All I can think of is Frank and Charlie because they always go under the bridge.
No, see, I'm just thinking of Shrek.
Yeah, what is Shrek originally?
I don't know.
Oh my God.
No, I think
this whole bit is going to be cut out. I'm sorry.
No.
It needs to
anyway. Okay. So other life-changing things. So job loss.
It's not great.
It's not. And I'll reflect on mine. So what is it back when 2010 been made redundant?
How many times have you been made redundant?
Once.
How many times have I been made redundant?
twice. Three times.
3 times, yeah.
Well, twice, but third one, the other one was a different one. Because you were self-employed, weren't you? Yeah. Okay. So, being made redundant once.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, it still came under redundancy.
Okay. When I was made redundant, I was thinking to myself, actually, it was, 2010. Gosh. And when that happened, really?
Well,
anyway.
Happens in every podcast.
So being made redundant at that time, it wasn't like a big worry for me to a certain extent because I had income protection in place. So the income protection helped. Listen, it's like it didn't kick in till you had been unemployed for either 60 or 90 days.
Yeah.
And actually, it wasn't paying much for it back then. But what happened was I got a job before the income protection kicked in. And it was just like, darn it, I could have had a year off just having time to do what I wanted to a certain extent. But so although I didn't feel pressurized to get a job because I knew that this was going to kick in, something came up and it was like right time, right place. It was like maternity cover for a short period of time.
Yeah, can I just say something? But you've been there ever since, right?
Yeah.
So how long is that? Like 14, 15 years?
15 years.
15 years.
15 years I've been there. But that's because, in saying a maternity cover for that period of time, person came back and it was like, oh, okay, thank you, whatever. And then actually it worked out at the right time because that's when mum wasn't well and she came to stay with us. And
we're not going to come for that.
No, but what I'm saying with that, then, with what happened with mum passed and whatever, then actually I got a call within, I don't know. I literally want to say I got a call during that period after mum passed and it's like this, I really need an answer. Do you want to go for this role? It's something like 12-month, whatever funding, and then go for the role and basically back at the same organisation and been there ever since. And it's just like, it was a decision that I had to make without
but at the same time, whilst you've been in that role, it's changed. Your role has changed and developed and everything as well. Yeah. So
the
effectively, the job that you've started out in has completely changed.
Oh God.
Your role is 1,000,000% changed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And with me, I do think, okay, having income protection is ideal, right? It's always great. Yeah. However, in many cases, you got income protection paid out however much it is. Yeah. With some companies, it's as little as £3.50. With other companies paying £60 a month, right? Whatever it is, you're paying out. And that does cover your butt. You all right? However, if you've not got that, even if you have got that place, and because at the same time, you're not just thinking about the here and now, you're thinking about the future, right? So it's all well and good you saying, it would have given me a time to have a year off and do. Yeah. I never had that option.
No, but.
Yeah. When I got made redundant the first time, I was literally heartbroken.
I know.
Yeah. Because that job for me was my heart and soul.
Well,
because I even done stuff there voluntary and unpaid, and you know what I mean? I wasn't just there to get paid.
But
was my
if
life.
You think there was a sort of mindset in place because I was working for a charity, so it was like, if the charity don't get any funding, blah blah blah, need to have this in place. Whereas you worked for council, and it was like this.
No, I was working for a charity when I first got made redundant. Springfield Community Centre.
Oh gosh, man!
Sorry. Oh gosh, man! Yeah,
I forgot about that.
That was
but hold on, Martin. You did get made redundant, but at the same time, you had another job you were walking into.
Oh, yeah. At the same time,
literally had another job you were walking into.
It was literally like they said, you're going to be made redundant. And I was like, okay, right? Because I'd already been to the interview and because it was kind of like we knew what was coming.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we were prepped for that one.
Yes.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Sorry.
Yeah. But still.
Yeah.
I still wasn't happy. I wasn't in a good place. That was my life. I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Not only did I enjoy that job, it was literally a case of, when they say, if you love what you're doing, it's not a job. That's where I was.
And it was like that.
And going to work at Westminster, it was great, better pay, this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. I never wanted to work for a flipping council.
No.
Right? I never wanted to. Do you know what I mean? I loved what I was doing as a charity. I was bringing in grands and hundreds of grands for that place. I was looking at, it was beautiful.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It was good.
I loved what I was doing.
But what I mean by that, I forgot it was that one. Oh, pardon me. Sorry, Bertie.
I can't believe you said pardon me. Right. For those of you that don't know, I'm going to drop a few clips. I'm going to edit this bit. I'm going to drop a few clips in what really happened.
No, I burped.
Oh, you burped, did you? Oh,
my. Anyway, so
I'm not even going to drop those clips in. Just follow us on follow us on socials.
Yes.
You'll see what she does when she burps.
Oh my gosh. Oh, no,
yes, now you know, yeah?
But going back to that whole thing, when forgetting about Springfield, and I suppose Springfield, although it was that whole, we'd literally helped grow that place. Because I was working there at the time as well. But we helped grow that, and I think with that, you already had your job secured. So actually, you've been made redundant. Although it hurt, you did have your money out of it, your redundancy package, which is never that much.
That wasn't.
No, but when the income protection thing, we never thought of putting that in place with you for Westminster Council, because ultimately it used to always be, you've got a council job, you've got it for life type of thing. Just like you've got a civil servant.
That used to be
the case. And not anymore.
No. And so that was back in 2000, not even 1900. That was 2000. So I was there from 2006-ish. So it was just before we moved here that I was there. Right. Yeah. 2005 to 2011.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something like that. 2012, 2011. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got made redundant from that one.
Yeah.
Right. And again.
I knocked you.
I think that one, the second time redundant. Right. Do you remember I used to sit we had the trampoline out the back.
Yeah.
And I just used to sit on the trampoline. Right. On the edge of the trampoline. And I think it literally, for me, it felt like 20 minutes I was sitting there. And you used to come out and say, you've been sitting there for hours.
Mm.
And I've probably been sitting there for like 3-4 hours, just kicking my legs on the trampoline, right? Just pondering, right? In tears, not in tears, in tears, not in tears. Literally went to depression, basically.
Yeah.
Right? And it was not great. And
I think it's difficult because when you look at redundancy and when you look at loss of income, and especially, and more so, I suppose, with yourself and male health and mental health, which is always talked about now, which is great. Maybe still not talked about enough.
It's not.
It's the impact that does for how you feel in your, like, my understanding at the time, it's like, how are we going to deal with this type of thing? Because you've been out of work for so long. But we've done it. We dealt with things.
Done it. But your understanding, in my eyes, wasn't that. Your understanding was get your ass up and do this, do that.
Yeah, and it was because
and that, I'll be honest with you, didn't help. Right. And what are you doing with this? What do you mean you're starting your own business? What do you mean you're doing this? How is that going to work? What do you mean you're doing this? You need to Forget that. You need to get a job. Yeah.
Yes.
That's all it was, right? So and not only does that put pressure on someone, that knocks someone's confidence, that knocks someone's belief in themselves, that knocks someone's self-esteem.
I know.
Yeah? That whole thing, right? I was ready to do this, do that, blah, 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 right? And you was like, nah, bun that, go and get a job. You got an interview, da, da, da. You know what I mean? Right? And I was like, no, but this is actually, now that I've got an opportunity to do something for me, I want to grow this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you were like, nah. Job, 9 to 5, go.
But, and I'm not defending how I was at that time, but at the same time,
you were just concerned about finances.
I was, because at that time, I'm the only one that was looking at finances. You weren't looking at finances.
I wasn't looking at finances.
So you didn't know.
But at that time, especially at that time, I couldn't look at finances. No. It's because anytime you brought up finances, because I knew the situation, I was heartbroken. I was ripped into shreds again. Yeah. But you didn't understand that at that time.
I suppose it's going back to, like I said, when I was made redundant and I had that income protection. So I had a safety net, but I got a job before that even kicked in. So I suppose it was my mentality of like, I don't even think I found that I needed to get a job.
This is true definition of white privilege.
Oh, you need to get a slap. Anyway, but the thing with it is, I know I was tougher than you, but I was also at that point, I didn't know what the hell to do with you, because I've tried to do the supportive stuff, but I tried, but because it was, you were out of work for so long, and it's the bills, it's trying to pay off stuff, it's trying to clear this, it's trying to keep a house roof over her head. And I felt that you were in this deep, deep hole that you weren't coming out with, and I had to deal with it all. And that's probably why I was, that's why I was like that.
Yeah, the thing about that situation, we didn't understand what each other was going through at that time.
No, because I suppose I was angry. You were depressed.
I was angry, depressed, frustrated, peed off, everything.
Yeah.
You understand? I was in a hole. Yeah. A deep hole. A deep hole. Right? But having a go at someone when they're in a hole doesn't help.
I know.
I literally remember sitting at one point, right? And for some reason, right, this is why, and I kid you not, this is why I said to you, I never want a trampoline in my garden again, right? I remember sitting on that trampoline, right? And just pondering stuff. I'm sitting on the edge of the trampoline, so the springs and my legs are kicking to and fro. And you came out, you had just come in from work, right? And you literally said, what the are you doing?
Really?
Yeah. And I was like, oh my God, I'd literally probably about an hour, 2 hours before, I don't know how long, because I used to sit there on that trampoline.
So it was actually 5 hours later.
Maybe it was 5 hours later, right? And I used to sit on that trampoline. I don't even know why. This is why I don't want a trampoline, because it's so annoying now, right? But I used to go there and just sit on the trampoline, sometimes lay down, bounce my head back and forth on the springy part of the trampoline, right? I even used to try, the springs, how they pull apart. I used to try and pull them apart. It's really difficult because they're proper metal springs. And I used to try and pull them apart and put a piece of my finger in there or something. Right?
And that made something go through my body.
Don't even know why I would do that, right? But that's just a part of depression, probably a little bit of sort of self-harm or whatever, you know what I mean? Right? But I literally remember it. I'm sitting there, right? And I'm just thinking, I remember I just applied for a job and I was looking for the interview to come up and right? And the job center had sent me some stuff and I applied for that as well. And you came out and you literally said, what the are you doing? You're just coming from work, right? And I just thought, oh my God, I literally feel Am I doing anything? Am I doing nothing? I was so confused, so baffled, right? Because I'm just sitting there, what you saw was not everything that I'd done throughout the day. All you saw was me sitting there. You probably left and I was sitting there, come back and I was probably in my pajamas sitting there, or my dressing gown, because I wore pajamas, right? And then you've come back and I'm sitting there again, and you thought, he's still sitting there. He's just gone and had a shower and gone back, sitting there, right? However, I'd been doing X, Y, and Z to try and progress. You came back and said, what the are you doing? Right?
That's unlike me, even back then.
No, it wasn't unlike you.
I would never really swear at you.
Okay. Anyway, it literally, I've literally felt that big at the time.
And all I can really...
And then it was literally like, all I can say, right? Like my mate and his missus, was behind his back, mumbling and grumbling and rah.
Yeah.
Literally, that's what you done. You walked in going, we need to do this, we need to do that. Blah, blah, blah. And I walked in, I was like, oh my God. And then it was like, I found the job, Penwortham.
No, you didn't.
Right? No, I looked at it. I did. Yeah. And I didn't want it because the pay was so low. Right? And then you looked at it and you said, I think you should go for it.
You were at Red Hill.
What?
You went to Red Hill.
Oh, no, sorry, that was Red Hill. Yeah, it was after that, yeah. I got made redundant from Red Hill as well.
No, you didn't.
No, I left that for that one.
Yeah.
So what was right, okay, yeah. Right, so...
No, because in between you were done LPA.
LPA, so that,
yeah.
Done the LPA. I forgot about that stuff.
Yeah.
That went LPA went really weird.
We won't talk about that. But, this is, sorry, it's making me sound really, really heartless and stuff like that.
Honey.
And I didn't mean to be.
You're Scottish, yeah? You can be.
No, I didn't mean to be, but I think it was just, as you said, you didn't understand what I was going through.
No.
Just as much as I didn't understand.
And
I do remember there was a lie. I felt like there was a bit of a lie when you actually started to see about starting your own business. And I think I was more supportive about that.
You were?
And because I suppose it's that I was actually seeing you doing something. I was, as opposed to sitting on the trampoline, you were actually doing something. And because I suppose you were doing something, I couldn't knock you. There's nothing I could, you were trying. And
I put a lot of time into that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then everybody else who I wanted to get involved in doing it knocked me.
Yeah.
And then at one point you knocked me. Right. And it was all because, right.
Lazy loves milk tray.
Lazy loves milk tray. So them ones where you see the future of the way the world is going.
Yeah.
Right. And the business, what I was dealing with was tech based. Right. And I know the world was going tech based anyway. Everybody else spoke about it. I said, nah, mate. Right. When I spoke to you about it, nah, mate. Right. And although you were supporting me, and all I saw written on your forehead, 9 to 5, get 9 to 5, get 9 to 5. I've never, the thing about it for me, right? I know what 9 to 5 does to people. That's why I'm so proud of my children. They've sort of broken away from that and they do what needs to be done, right? The self-employment, influencer, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Right? And literally, because that's what I was doing from back in the day. Before I had kids, and had to get 9 to 5 to have stability to look after my children. Yeah.
Well, you did want 5 kids. Well, you wanted
10. No, I
10.
wanted 10. Yeah, you always go, you did want 5. No.
Yeah, I wanted
always
10.
Half in it. I always wanted 10.
All right, so you got 5. 5 of 10.
5 of 10. 7 of 9.
But you know what? I think because obviously we've been talking about this a long time, is I think what can get taken away from that is, I suppose, it was probably more difficult for you to put yourself into seeing what I was seeing because you were depressed. You were suffering with depression.
I was in a depressive state. Yeah. I was 100% in a
Yeah. So, and that
was because being made redundant does that to you.
Yeah.
I've seen it. Male, female, and if you want to say it otherwise, Well, there's really only those two categories, right? Male, female, whether you are happy or not in your job, if you get made redundant, especially 2 or 3 times, you feel so knocked. Like, hold on, I've been giving it my all, right? And I know I'm getting paid decent salary for this. Why am I up for redundancy? I'm doing a great job. Even my supervisions and my appraisals and all that, they're fantastic. Why am I getting made redundant? It knocks you. It takes away your self-worth.
I understand.
Right? Yeah,
now.
You understand now, right? But at the same time, right, people around you may see, why the hell are they just sitting there feeling like that? They need to get off their ass and go and do this. They don't understand. You've been knocked, mate. You've been knocked for a million.
Do you know what? I suppose one of the other things, slightly in my defense, is this wasn't you. You weren't the person that would get depressed. You wouldn't be. How are you feeling depressed? Because you were so Mr. Fourth. Yeah. And that is a difficult thing to handle, because what I'm seeing is I'm seeing you on the downward spiral.
Well, literally what happened. Literally what happened. Yeah, I hit that low point so low that for me it was like, fun that. Let's do this.
And maybe that's what you, obviously for you at that point, that's the only way that things changed. And I suppose it's just like trying to be more considerate when somebody is going through that. How can you be more considerate when you're experiencing something different yourself?
About growth.
Yeah,
that's about growth and understanding, literally. And the thing about it, back then, we're only talking, what, 20 years ago, 15 years ago or so? What, I don't know. My math is so rubbish. Let's say 2011.
What?
How long ago is that? What year are we in now? 2025. So how long
what are you
talking
that? About? Westminster?
I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. I'm very confused.
So what are you talking about?
No, I'm talking about years of development. Yeah. Okay, we've been together since 1986. Yeah. In 2011, when I got made redundant, we still had growth to do. Yeah.
Hey.
That's my point.
We still have growth to do now.
And we still have growth to do now, because we change, people change.
Situations change. And how we react to them.
The giving and the receiving.
Yes, Joey.
And that's what I'm saying. So no matter how much you think is familiar, how much you think you know it, you're always growing, or you should be always growing in your relationship. Yeah? Because 1986 to 2011, how many years is that?
Don't ask me to do the math.
It's a lot. Right? So, and someone's sitting there thinking, how do they not know how to do that mental
25.
math? She done it. Right? So 25 years later, we're still growing together. And that's the thing. Together. Yeah. We're not growing. We are growing as individuals, but we're doing that together as well. You understand?
And to be fair, I think you can only grow through talking. You can't grow from trying to suppress and hide,
which was a big problem of mine at that point as well.
Yeah, you were like me when I was back in the days.
Yeah. No,
and I wasn't.
I wanted to talk, but all I saw was barriers. I saw a brick wall.
But that's how I felt back in the day, which we talked about before. Yeah. It's just, you just can't get the words out. You just cannot say, because
No, I could get the words out. I can always get the words out. You know me, I love to talk. I could talk for the Olympics.
But was it the right words?
Yes, it was. No, all right. It was the right words. But no, the thing about it, as long as the words are coming out, you will eventually find the right words. Yeah. But if that person isn't truly listening, right, then it doesn't matter what words come out. You understand? And that's what I'm talking about, the growth. With that growth and development, you like when I started working on my own business and venturing into that direction and doing that sort of stuff, right? You started listening to what I was saying. You started listening to my ideas. And I could feel the belief in me, which helped me to do more. And to be fair, since then, it's proper helped me to do more and more and more and more and more.
Yeah.
Right? If you're not getting that in your relationship, you're not believing in what your partner wants to do, right? No matter how crazy it sounds, right? If you're not believing in them, that they can achieve this, you're not really supporting them.
No, you're not.
Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah, I do. And I do.
Why are you saying it like that?
Because it's two-way street.
It is a two-way street.
It's very much a two-way street.
It's not a one-way street.
No, it's two-way.
But that's why I said if you're not believing in your partner.
Yeah. No, it is. But so you have to come out of what your thoughts are that time and sort of put yourself in their shoes. And what is it? Travel in their steps as it would be. And by doing that, hopefully you get a better understanding. But I think we've got a lot more to talk around these major situations, and we need to come back to it.
Yeah, it deserves a part 2.
Part 2.
Part 2. Okay. Until then, we'll see you next time.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Bye.